Can you imagine a world where your financial goals aren't just dreams, but clear, achievable realities? A world where the stress of money management is replaced by a sense of control, purpose, and even excitement? It sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? Yet, for many, the journey to financial well-being often feels like navigating a dense fog, with no clear map or compass. We set resolutions, make promises to ourselves, and then, a few weeks or months down the line, find ourselves back at square one, wondering where we went wrong. Perhaps you've tried budgeting before. Maybe you diligently tracked every naira, dollar, or euro, only to feel restricted and eventually give up. Or perhaps you've set ambitious savings targets, only to find them constantly derailed by unexpected expenses or impulsive spending. The truth is, traditional budgeting, while essential, often falls short because it focuses primarily on numbers, what you can and cannot spend. It really delves into the deeper, psychological aspects of our relationship with money, the very motivations and desires that drive our financial decisions. This is where the power of integrating budgeting strategies with the principles of Rogerian goal setting comes into play. You might be thinking, Rogerian goals? What are those, and how do they relate to my bank account? That's an excellent question, and it's precisely what we're going to explore today. Carl Rogers, a prominent figure in humanistic psychology, championed the idea of person-centered therapy and the belief in an individual's inherent capacity for growth and self-actualization. While his work was primarily in the realm of psychology, its core tenets, empathy, congruence, and unconditional positive regard, offer a surprisingly powerful framework for approaching our financial lives. When applied to goal setting, particularly in the context of budgeting, Rogerian principles can transform a dry, restrictive process into a dynamic, empowering journey toward financial freedom. At its heart, Rogerian goal setting for budgeting isn't about deprivation, it's about alignment. It's about aligning your financial actions with your deepest values and aspirations. It's about understanding why you want to achieve certain financial outcomes, not just what those outcomes are. This approach recognizes that true financial well-being isn't just about accumulating wealth, but about living a life that is authentically yours, a life where money serves as a tool to facilitate your most cherished experiences and contributions. So, how do we translate these profound psychological principles into practical budgeting strategies? Let's break it down into several key components, each building upon the other to create a holistic and sustainable approach to managing your money. The first crucial element is empathic understanding of your financial self. Before you even open a spreadsheet or budgeting app, take a moment to understand your current financial situation without judgment. This is often the hardest part because we tend to self-criticize our past financial mistakes. Rogerian empathy extends to yourself. Acknowledge your past spending habits, your financial anxieties, your impulses, and your strengths, not as good or bad, but as present realities. What are your money triggers? When do you tend to overspend? What brings you a sense of security or joy when it comes to money? This introspective phase is not about dwelling on past failures but about gathering data to inform future strategies. For example, if you realize you tend to overspend on dining out when stressed, that's not a moral failing. It's an insight that allows you to develop coping mechanisms or alternative stress relievers that don't drain your wallet. This honest self-assessment is the bedrock upon which all other strategies are built. Without it, you're building on sand. Next, we move to congruence, aligning your financial actions with your true self. This is where your values come into play. What truly matters to you? Is it travel, education, starting a business, providing for your family, or contributing to a cause you believe in? Congruence means ensuring your financial decisions are in harmony with these core values. Traditional budgeting often starts with cutting expenses. Rogerian budgeting starts with identifying what you want to grow towards. If your deepest desire is to travel the world, then your budget isn't just about saving, it's about actively allocating funds towards experiences that align with that desire. If your passion is lifelong learning, then setting aside money for courses or books becomes a joyful investment, not a restrictive line item. When your spending reflects your values, you experience less internal conflict and more motivation. This is where the why behind your financial goals becomes incredibly powerful. When you're making a spending decision, ask yourself, does this align with my true self and my most important values? If the answer is no, it becomes easier to say no to that purchase. Following congruence, we embrace unconditional positive regard for your financial journey. This means treating yourself with kindness and understanding throughout your financial process, especially when you deviate from your plan. We all make mistakes. There will be impulse purchases, unexpected expenses, and moments of financial weakness. Instead of spiraling into self-blame and giving up entirely, apply unconditional positive regard. Acknowledge the slip-up, understand what led to it without judgment, and gently guide yourself back on track. This isn't about condoning irresponsible behavior, but about fostering resilience. If you view a budget deviation as a catastrophic failure, you're more likely to abandon the entire effort. If you see it as a learning opportunity, a moment to reevaluate and adjust, you'll be more likely to persevere. This compassionate approach fosters a sense of psychological safety, allowing you to experiment, learn, and grow without the fear of harsh internal criticism. It transforms budgeting from a punitive exercise into a supportive one. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.